Hello, this is Yaro, and welcome to the Entrepreneur's Journey podcast. Today's guest is Noer, who has 2 blogs with over 20,000 subscribers and 1,000 paying members, and he does it all in Indonesian. Let the journey begin. Hello, this is Yaro, online business coach, podcaster, and living the laptop lifestyle. Thank you so much for downloading today's episode of the EJ Podcast. This is the show where I interview other online entrepreneurs, bloggers, people who've started technology companies, basically anyone who has a great story to share about how they've gone about creating a website, building an audience, and then making an income from whatever they're doing online. A short introduction to tell you a little bit more about the guest you're about to hear from. His name is Muhammad Noer, or Noer as he prefers to be called, who currently lives in Singapore but is an Indonesian, originally from Sumatra. And he is a previous membership site mastermind student of mine. He took one of my programs and really put in a lot of action. I'm very impressed with how much he's achieved. He's basically executed the blogging to newsletter to training product formula to a T in the Indonesian market, in the Indonesian language, in 2 niches, speed reading and teaching how to do presentations. So you're going to learn a lot in particular about how you can do this if English is not the language you create content and product in. And also, if you don't sell to people from, Western countries, Noer is running his business in Asia. He's selling to Indonesian. He's creating content in Indonesian, and he's doing a great job. He's got about, in total, around 1,000 paying customers have bought his products. He's got 10,000 people on one email list and 10,000 people on another email list, and successful blogs in both those markets. So it's a really amazing case study of someone who's gone through the process, built these sites over time, gives away lots of free content to build his list, and then did these launches to sell his products. So you're going to learn a lot from him, and I hope people who are listening to this, if you are a person who comes from a language where English is your second language, comes from a country where English is your second language, or any place in the world where you're thinking that your bad technology or your lack of communication skills or all the typical things that stop you from succeeding, you can see they shouldn't get in the way, because if Noer can do this in Indonesian, then I think anyone on the planet can do it in whatever language. And there's one really key thing here. He's doing this Indonesian because it's also an advantage for him, because not many people in his country are sophisticated at online marketing. So when you hear him talk about how he gets his traffic, you'll hear he doesn't do that too complex a bunch of marketing, for lack of a better way of putting it. He doesn't go out there and do lots of marketing. He just looks at his keywords, writes great content, and he gets traffic from search engines like Google because of that, because the competition isn't sophisticated yet. So in English-speaking market, it's very crowded, but he's doing it in little niches in Indonesia, and therefore doesn't need to do a whole lot beyond write great content with the right keywords to get traffic. So pay close attention to when he talks about that. I should also warn you that Noer does have an accent. He's obviously comes from a country where English is not his first language, and his accent is quite strong, but you will understand what he says. Just be prepared for it. It's coming to you right now. Noer is here to explain how he got started and doing everything he's done, running online businesses and running these membership sites. And of course, I do want to plug the fact that he was a previous member of my membership site mastermind program, and that's one of the main reasons I brought him on. I want to learn about what he applied and what worked and what hasn't worked with launching his own membership site, especially from a country like Indonesia. So Noer, thank you for joining me.
Yes, thank you for inviting me to this interview, Yaro. Nice having me here.
I'm glad you have the authentic accent too. That just makes it more realistic. So, Noer, I know you live in Singapore right now, but was I correct? I kind of guessed there. Were you born and raised in Indonesia?
Yes. So I was born and raised in Indonesia. So I was born in an island called Sumatra, in North Sumatra, and then I moved to Jakarta. I moved for my work from one city to another, and then starting end of 2011, I moved to Singapore with my family, and I'm working and living here in Singapore right now.
Okay. Can you give me, I've got some probably some preconceptions that aren't correct. But growing up in Sumatra, what's the internet connection and what's the level of technology like there?
Yes, so in Singapore, the technology is very, very good, and most people are connected very well. Yeah, in fact, you can get a Wi-Fi signal almost everywhere, all across Singapore.
Yeah, I know Singapore. What about Sumatra?
Yeah, but what about Sumatra? Okay, so in Indonesia, yeah, the connection will depends on where you live. So, for example, in Java Island, the connection is good in Jakarta, the capital city.
Right.
But in a place like Sumatra, the connection will not be so good. So even if you have a mobile phone, probably sometimes you can only get the 2G, not a 3G one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine that makes it difficult to have an internet business. You have to be living in Jakarta. Okay, so now before we dive into your membership sites, can you give us a little summary? We spoke about this just prior to the call. I know you have one membership site about speed reading, which has about 600 paying members in it, and you have another one about doing presentations with, I think you said about 1,400 paying members in that one. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Yaro.
Okay. So speed reading and doing online presentations or presentations offline as well, I think, looking at your website. So those are quite specific niches. And like, let's do this properly. So before you did all this online business, have you had any other business experience, like running your own business?
Okay, so back to my university years. So during that time, I have a small business. So I sell computer. So whenever my friend, my colleague's friend need a computer, I will get a computer. I will buy the motherboard, the processor, etc., the hard drive, and I will combine it together into one system. So that's my old business prior to having this online business. And then actually, during the college, I want to become an entrepreneur. And because I love teaching and learning, I also want to be a lecturer. So in the past, I'm thinking myself to be an entrepreneur and at the same time as a lecturer as well.
Okay, so you were thinking academic career.
Yes, right. Yes, right.
Which is not really entrepreneurial.
So that's in combination of both. So I want to devote myself in social community as a lecturer, but at the same time, I will support my family, my living by becoming an entrepreneur.
Okay, so after the computer business, what was next? Did you graduate from university and get a job?
So back to my university. So I attended a marketing management study, and I also took a minor in human resources. Right. And then when I graduated, I'm thinking about if I become a lecturer, I will need some professional expertise or professional experience. So I joined a company, which is a good company. This is a multinational company in consumer goods industry. And at that time, I'm a bit confused. Am I going to apply for a marketing job or a human resource job? Right. And finally, I decided to join the human resource job. And you know, Yaro, my first job was I was asked to run the online library for the company, and I also managed the knowledge management system for the company.
Right. So that was a graduate job, like an entry-level job? Right. And that was in...
So that's my first job.
Okay. Where was that? Was that Singapore or in Jakarta?
It's back in Indonesia, in Jakarta.
Okay. All right. So you're in your early 20s and you're in Jakarta and you've got your first job.
Mm-hmm.
Was the internet a big part of your life at that stage?
Basically not. But before that, I joined an NGO called Junior Achievement International. So basically, this NGO teaching high school and university students about how to understand the financial planning, and we are doing an online business simulation. And back to that time, there is no system in the computer. There is no system like a platform like WordPress or etc. So I need to create my own system using front page, making the website for this NGO. So that's my first experience in internet.
What year was that? Do you remember?
Sorry?
What
Yeah?
do you remember? What year that was?
Okay, so that was back in around 2001.
2001.
Yes, right.
2001. Okay, so the internet was just finishing off the dot-com boom then. So that was your
Yeah.
first experience building a website, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, right.
When did you start to look at the internet as something that you might have your own business or your own website, rather than something that's part of your job?
Yeah. So okay, so this is basically very interesting. So I joined my daily job, yeah, as a manager in human resource, and then after 5 years, I realized that I stopped writing. Yeah. So in the past, I loved writing. I wrote so many articles for the university magazine, and then I just realized I need to start writing again. And then I found your blog and some other blogs that keep me thinking that I should start my own blog. So that was back in 2009, and then I decided to set up my own blog, my personal blog, talking about personal development. So that's where I started writing about some of my expertise in speed reading, for example, and also in effective presentation design.
Okay. What was the name of the URL of that blog?
Yeah, so that's my personal blog. The URL is muhammadnoer.com. So using my own name,
Okay.
muhammadnoer.com.
Okay. Well, I'll put that with the show notes for this one. Now, so your specializations, you said there were speed reading and presentations. How did you get good at that?
Yeah, so for speed reading, when I was in high school, I found a book explaining about speed reading, but that book was very concise. So just I think a few pages about speed reading. I tried to learn about that speed reading, and I use it during my university year for 4.5 years. So I practice it every day, every time, and then I get mastered. And during that time, it is very difficult to find a speed reading book in Indonesian language. In fact, that was the only book that I can found during that time. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I started learning about speed reading my own, and then I taught some of my friends about this technique, about this speed reading technique. And then later on, when I started my blog, I wrote about articles about speed reading, how you can make your reading faster, how you can understand better, how you can comprehend your reading, and etc. And then it got high ranking in Google because not many good articles in that area during that time.
Okay. So I can imagine, since you're doing all of this in Indonesian, maybe you can help me here, because obviously I know the English market and I know a lot of people are very familiar with going on the internet looking for information, and they might buy ebooks or read blogs or even listen to podcasts and buy training programs and videos to learn how to do things. Are the Indonesian people just as sort of familiar? Or do they do that on a regular basis? Is it accepted to study online through the internet like that from different people?
Yeah, so basically this is uncommon for Indonesian people, but Indonesian has a very big population. In fact, we are I think the fourth biggest country for Facebook users right now.
Right.
Yeah, so the opportunity is very huge. So when I started this blog, people read the blogs, and then I introduced the concept of online learning.
Okay, so you're a bit of a pioneer in Indonesia for this sort of thing, for this kind of teaching.
Yes, correct. You are correct, Yaro. So I learned a lot from you, how you run your own business, how you created the video, how you connect with your audience. Basically, I replicated all of those things.
Okay, now I do want to mention, since I haven't said this yet, but you are a speaker at TEDx Jakarta, and you spoke on speed reading, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so you must, you're building a little bit of a personal brand back in Indonesia. I'm assuming a lot of people know who you are.
Yeah, so that helps a lot. So this is very interesting. So that talk was back in 2011. Yeah.
Right.
So at that time, I just know about TED and TEDx. So I joined their session in Jakarta, in TEDx Jakarta, and then after that they offered for TEDx community to come and join as a speaker. So I applied for it, yeah, and then they have some sort of screening for the speakers, and I was one of the selected person to join on the
And
TEDx stage.
you got to be a lecturer, just like you always wanted to be.
Yeah, because you know most of the TED speaker they are invited by the committee,
Yeah.
so you cannot apply for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, that they have those rules. Okay. Well, going back now, you said that you studied a lot of my materials and some other materials. So, can you take us forward from the point where you had started your own blog on speed reading and doing presentations? And I'm assuming you actually didn't mention how you got your skills in presentation. Was that just from doing your job?
Yeah, so in my job, especially on my first year as an employee, as a management trainee, we need to pass 3 times presentation. So this presentation in front of your boss, in front of the top management in your function. So that was the first time I learned a proper presentation technique, including how to structure your thought, and then how to make a good opening, an impactful opening, how to structure your content, and finally how to close it and to make sure that people will memorize, will understand, and will buy in your call to action, your presentation.
All right. So you basically had these two interests that you had personally developed and become good at: slide presentation or presentations and speed reading. Now, when you started your blog, you said you did it because you wanted to get back into writing. Did you ever see that, though, becoming a business?
Yes, so during that time, my only concern is just to start writing again. Yeah, so I decided that I need to write at least 1 article per week. And then later on, when I get the traction from the audience, from the readers, I got a lot of feedback from them, and most of them a good feedback. So I'm start thinking that I can build an online business based on my interests, based on my expertise. A lot of people are doing online business, are talking about internet marketing, but I think I will do something else, something different. But
Okay.
using the technique of the internet marketing, of course.
Yeah, I like that. So you were basically using what you were learning from internet marketers, but applying it in the speed reading and presentation marketplaces. How did you get your traffic? Was it coming just from Google or?
Yeah, so my original traffic was from Google, yeah, and later on, yeah, I learned about from you, from other bloggers as well. So I created an ebook. So I have an ebook called Speed Reading for Beginners. So I share it for free for my audience. So that's where I get the subscribers. So at the moment, I have around, I think, for my personal blog, I have around 10,000 subscribers, and in total, combined with my speed reading and presentation design blog, I have in total around 35,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Most of them are Indonesia or Indonesian people living abroad.
Okay. And do you write a regular newsletter as well?
Yes, so I write a regular newsletter, and I also have my own team helping me in this area.
Ah, okay. You haven't mentioned other people yet, so let's not talk about team just yet. Continue us forward. So you start this blog, you're getting some traffic, people are giving you feedback, and you're obviously seeing that this is something people want. What was the next step? How were you planning on making money from it?
Okay, so yeah, so during that time, I'm thinking, what is my idea to get the money? I can sell an ebook, but I don't think that's the right idea, yeah, to sell an ebook, yeah, and probably the price will be quite cheap for an ebook. And then I'm thinking about speed reading. I can teach speed reading offline, yeah, face to face. That will be much easier for me. But the challenge is when I need to explain about speed reading, some of the lesson that I need to show people how it works actually. And I'm thinking online learning or online video will be very helpful in explaining this area. So that's why I'm thinking about why I don't just create a good speed reading course using video. So I found your course, yeah, your membership site mastermind course. I learned a lot from it. I even learned how you created the video. I tried to make my own video using that concept, and then and finally I can make it.
Okay, so now when you say that, did you come across my blog and then you read my membership site master plan free report. Is that what you did first, and then you joined my program?
Yes, that's correct. So I read your report first, and then I got interested. So I think that I should join your program so I can understand how a professional like you running this online course, so I can learn from that and making my own courses.
I'm assuming, because I'm trying to remember, I think I did this in 2009, would probably when you would have joined. Would that sound about right?
Yes, yeah. That's 2009.
Okay, now when you say videos, I remember my videos were Camtasia recordings of PowerPoint slides and my little head talking next to it with the long hair. It was a while ago. And it was difficult because the Camtasia gave me a lot of hiccups with lag in the audio versus the video, and it was quite a challenge to use video technology back then. It's not too long ago. It's become a long way since then. So is that what you did? You basically had some slides and recorded your voice talking over the slides?
Yes, right. So that's exactly what I'm doing. But the difference is, if you remember your own video, you combine both your presentation and your own video talking at the same time. Yeah. Yep. In my video, I will record myself talking about the introduction first, and then I just recorded the rest of the content, only the presentation. So there is no hiccup. So just a video at the beginning, and then the content, and then by the end, I will show up again.
Right. Okay. So you basically separated the talking head from the slides.
Yes, right.
Okay. And that's your first product that you sold?
Yes, so that's your first product. Actually, I also learned a lot from your Become a Blogger. I didn't join that course. Yeah, I joined only the membership site mastermind.
Right.
But I took the same approach that you did for your Become a Blogger program. So for these courses, as a marketing tools, I created 10 short videos for my speed reading courses.
And you gave away those for free?
Yes, so I give it for free. I uploaded the video on YouTube, and I embedded the video on my blog, and even I give people a download link so they can download it to their own computer easily.
Mm-hmm. Was this part of like a launch? Did you, because by then, did you have an email list and then you told people I'm giving away 10 free videos and then I'm going to be releasing a product? Was it that sort of process or something different?
Yeah, so when I first started my blog, I just using a feed burner, yeah. Mm-hmm. But after I created my first ebook, the Speed Reading for Beginners, that was around, I think, 6 months after my first blog. Mm-hmm. So I started using email list, Aweber for that.
Aweber, okay.
Yes, right, Aweber.
Okay, so what did those 10 free videos, were they promoting a product eventually?
No, so they just explaining about the concept of the speed reading.
Okay, so you had a free book and 10 free videos. So you had two things you're giving away for free. Okay, yes, so by then I'm assuming a lot of people are sharing this information with each other and you're getting more people back to your newsletter. How big was your newsletter after this? Do you remember?
Yeah, so when I first started my courses, so that was around 2,000 people.
Mm-hmm. And that was just from writing your blog once a week, releasing a free ebook, and releasing 10 free videos, which teaches the beginner information on speed reading.
Yes, right. So when I first launched my product in July 2009, I have only around 2,000 subscribers. That time.
All right. So what's the product, and tell me about it?
Yeah. So my product is, as I mentioned before, the speed reading course. So the 10 free videos was the teasers for that. Yeah. If people want to learn more, they can join my course. So the course is a complete speed reading. So it consists of 7 modules. Each modules will contain 4 videos, around 30 minutes of videos. I also give the people a transcript, presentation, and then also a workbook, so they can learn and practice it during their free time. Okay. So that's the content of the product. So the product started, for example, in module 1, I'm talking about how to understand your reading habit. And then moving to the next one, how to master the basic of speed reading, how to improve your comprehension. And on the last module, module 7, I also teach people how to do a mind map. So once you finish reading, how you can capture, how you can memorize it in a simple, only one-page note. Even you can make a summary of 100 pages books in one page of note.
Okay, interesting. So how much did you charge for that?
Okay, so I charge people $50 US dollars for that. So of course I charge them in Indonesian rupiah around 500,000 rupiah. So if I convert it into dollars, it is around 50 US dollars.
Okay. So did you have a sales page to sell it or a sales video?
Yes, so I created the sales page as well, yeah. And for my first sales page, I basically using your approach in your other product. I think the name is Blog Mastermind.
Yep, Blogmaster, my first one. Yep.
Yes, so I use your approach explaining about your story and then why you need to master these skills. What is the reason? What will be the benefit you will get? And then explaining the features of the product itself. And then, yeah, by the end, I will provide a form for people to sign up for the program.
Did you write that yourself, the sales page?
Yes.
In Indonesian?
In Indonesia, in Bahasa Indonesia.
So you're also a bit of an Indonesian copywriter.
Yeah. So it took me, I think, full one day. Yeah. So I wrote it on a Microsoft Word and on everything. I just focusing on the content and then I make a proper layout for it.
Okay, very good. All right, so we have a blog, a free videos, a free ebook, a newsletter of 2,000 people, a product with 7 video modules, and a sales page to sell it. When it came to actually selling it, did you do a launch or did you just sort of send one email out and say, buy this product?
Yeah, so actually for the first launching, if I remember, I sent, I think, around 4 to 5 email. So every 3 days, I will send an email to my subscribers telling about this upcoming product.
Okay.
And on the last email, on the 5th email, I opened the registration.
Was there a time-limited offer, some kind of scarcity?
Yes, so there was a scarcity, so I make an offer only for, I think, 3 weeks for that.
Okay, what was the scarcity? Just a cheaper price or a special bonus or?
Yeah, so the scarcity, the first one is the timing itself. So after 3 weeks, I will close the registration.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, and then the second one, yeah, of course, because this is my first product, I gave people lower price during that time.
Now, those 7 modules, did you build them all in advance or did you actually just build it while you were teaching?
Yeah, so that's very interesting. When I first launched this product, only 2 modules available. So meaning that I can only record 8 videos for those 2 modules. The rest of the modules I created during the program itself.
I'm very glad to hear you do that. That's one of the most important lessons, I think, inside Membership Site Mastermind. You don't have to create your whole product before you sell it. So I'm pleased to hear that. Okay, so you send these 5 emails to 2,000 people, and you get how many people buying that first time?
Yes. Yeah. On my first launch, I got around 100 people, paid member for this program.
Okay. Were you happy?
Yes, I'm happy because the first thing first, I don't think that Indonesian people will buy online for this because, even they need to pay using their own bank account, a bank transfer. So there is no PayPal, there is no credit card charge for that. So they need to manually transfer their money into my bank account. And yeah, my assistant will check the payment and then will update their name into the database of the membership program.
Right. That's something I think a lot of people listening to this, if you're in a country, like I think a lot of African countries have this problem where they just don't allow PayPal. It goes to show that you can still have a membership site or a product. You just have to find ways around it, and you've done that. So one thing I haven't asked here is the technology you use to deliver all of this. So I'm assuming it's WordPress for your blog. You said it was Aweber for your email newsletter. YouTube for your videos, membership site. What do you use to protect the membership content?
Okay, so initially I started using Moodle, yeah, but I got stuck using that system, and then I found out a system called Wish List Member as a WordPress plugin. So I used that for my first membership site.
Do you still use it today?
No, and then after I think 1 year or 2 years, I switched to Digital Access Pass because I think the second one is more robust, and also yeah, I can do a lot more using this new system.
Okay. So when you had this first success and you had 100 members, are you sort of thinking, this is great, now I want to get more members? Like, what was your plan going forward?
Yeah, so my plan was going forward after that. Of course, I want to make it better. So I tried to get feedback from my first members. Yeah. So what is their feedback regarding this? And then I improve some of the content, especially in the workbook area. And then I also want to make it offline because sometimes it is much easier for people to come and join in a 2 days training for this kind of training as for speed reading.
Right, so you did an offline course.
Yes, but not yet for the moment, but I'm planning for that.
Okay. So when I introduced you, we mentioned that you have, sounds like 600 paying members in the speed reading course. So how have you continued to grow your membership? And in the same sort of question, have you had a lot of problems with people canceling, which was something I experienced with my first launch was, people leaving early. Have you dealt with things like that?
Okay. So yeah, I also gave people the 30 days money back guarantee for that course. Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't get that kind of experience. Of course, I do have some people leaving the program, but I think in my experience for 600 people, only one or two of them got their money back.
Okay. So it's not actually like a one-time fee you charge people. It's not $50 a month.
Not $50 a month. So yeah, yes, right. You're right. That's one-time charge.
Okay.
So initially, I make it 3 times charge. Yeah.
Yep.
When I first started this program, because as you know that I only have 2 modules available. The rest is still waiting for the production.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So during that time, I charge people 3 times. But after that completed, I gave people option for 1 charge or 3 times charge.
Okay.
But later on, I decided just 1 charge will be better for me.
Yes, I find the same thing. More people seem to take the one time for me, but it depends how much you're charging. So when you say 3 times, is that once a month for 3 months?
Yes, right.
Okay.
Once a month. Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about the other business and the presentation business. Did you do that after the speed reading one?
Yes, so I did that after. As I mentioned to you earlier, I started my blog in about personal development. Yeah, so I wrote about speed reading. I wrote about effective presentation design, and later on, I'm thinking that presentation has a huge people. Yeah, so this niche has a lot of people that need to understand about how to do presentation properly. Especially if you are in a business, you want to know how to make a good slide, a simple slide, but has a good contrast, can express your message clearly. So, and then I decided to create a site. So I make it very simple. I just focusing on 3 things. The first one is articles. So basically, this is articles about presentation. It can be about public speaking, about how to deliver a presentation itself. The second one is about slide. So I give people example how to make a good slide, yeah, a nice slide, but also an effective slide. And then the last one, I give people video. So this video, I use video from TED. So I showcase the best speakers, and then I explore what makes them a great speakers.
Okay, so was that all free?
Yes, all of that are free. Yeah, so basically, this is the concept for this presentation is this is a live blog. So every week I will post a new articles or a new video or a new slide design. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I will have also a premium product inside that blog.
Is it the same product you sell every time?
So right now I have two products in the presentation design. The first product, it is called presentasi memukau, or in Indonesian language, inspiring slide, yeah, inspiring presentation. So basically, I made a good presentation, yeah, based on articles on my blog into a presentation. So I converted articles into presentation. So it consists of 12 presentation, a complete presentation talking about personal development, how to manage your time, how to structure your thinking, and etc. But using a good design concept in presentation. So that's my first product. And then the second product is about presentation for business. So how you can use diagram, how can you use a table, how you can use graphics, or maybe chart, pie chart, bar chart, and when you should use a specific type of chart in your presentation for business purposes.
So, given that you had this experience with the speed reading business and the products there that you sold, did you do the same formula with this one? Have the newsletter and then create these products, but not finish them before you sell them, and use the same membership software? Was it all sort of copy and paste, just with a different market?
Yeah, so for some, in some area, I did copy the same thing using my previous experience. So for example, in terms of the system itself, I'm using Digital Access Pass now for my membership site in the presentation area. But in terms of the product, it is a bit different. If in my previous product for speed reading, it is a full course, consists of a lot of videos. In total, it has 28 videos. But in this presentation, my first product was 12 presentation in PowerPoint format. So basically, this is how people can learn from my slide, and then they can create the same for them.
And how much did you charge for these products?
Yeah, so the charge is $30.
Right, and how many people have bought so far?
Yeah, okay, so for that, in total, it's around 400 people.
Okay. And are these products all still available, or do you keep opening and closing them?
So this product available all year, all time.
Okay.
So people can buy it anytime, and in specific time, of course, I will make a good offer for them. I will offer a discount for them for a specific time.
Okay. And you have an email newsletter that you send out to?
Yes, right. And based on my previous experience, actually, this presentation is growing much faster. In fact, I got up to 10,000 subscribers only in 1 year.
Okay, that's good. So it sounds to me, Noer, that you're pretty much using the standard formula of building a blog and a newsletter and giving away some great content, and then creating products and selling them with some scarcity and some launch techniques, using good software to do it all. And it's all working really well, but I know people listening to this are probably thinking, that's all good, but you got 10,000 people subscribing to your list in Indonesia. We mentioned traffic a little bit at the beginning, but it's not you just simply publishing an article on your blog and magically thousands of people show up, is it? Are you doing anything to grow your traffic? How are people finding you?
Okay, so let me tell you about this specific the presentation design website. Yeah, so the URL is presentasi.net. So presentasi means presentation in Indonesian language. So first of all, I learned about who is the market leader in that area. So I searched all blog or articles about presentation. Why make them show up on the first page on Google? Yeah. So I learned about their articles, what is their strength, what is their weaknesses, and then I dig deeper using a keyword. What is the name? Keyword analysis in Google. Yeah. So what kind of keywords people are searching for? So based on that information, I created a structured articles. So for example, people will search for samples of good slides. I will make that kind of articles. People will look for how to to make a good slide design, and then I will make that kind of articles. And then I make a good one, yeah. So I make a proper articles. Usually my articles is around 2,000 words, typically, yeah. And I also highlighted some of the best presentation on SlideShare into my presentation blog.
And all of that you just said, you do that in Indonesian, right? So Indonesian keywords.
Yes, correct. Okay. Only for Indonesian keyword.
Right. And you use the Google keyword tool, no other tool?
No other tool, only Google keyword tool, yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, of course, I also created an ebook for that presentation. Yeah, so this also helped me growing my subscriber.
Right. So really, it's all Google traffic coming to you, and you are just very strategic that you find the titles of the articles people are looking for at the moment, and you write articles for them. Now, I'm probably correct in saying that you face less competition in Indonesian. At least there's not as many people who are good at doing keywords, and they don't do the level of detail that people in English obviously do. So you have a great opportunity to sort of capture the market before it gets too good at this sort of thing. Is that right?
Yes, so that's very true, Yaro. In fact, we have many people has an expertise in presentation, for example, but they are not good online. Yeah, right. So they can be a good presenter, but when people cannot find them online, and then they will find me, and then I will be perceived as an expert in that area.
Yeah. Well, you obviously are pretty good at it, but you're also doing it on the internet, which is interesting. Okay, so that sort of completes the picture. You're creating content that people are searching for. You look up your keywords. You look up who other people are ranking for, and try and beat them. And because you're getting in a language that's not too sophisticated yet, you can capture a lot of traffic and build a list quickly. And then because you've got this great site and this great list and you give away free resources, you can then sell your premium products to them. And you've got a fantastic business. And I should mention, you do all of this on the side, don't you? Because you still maintain your job, right?
Yes, you are correct, Yaro. So I only do this during my spare time. So that means after my office hour, 8 p.m. onward for the weekday, and then Saturday, Sunday, sometimes I use it to do my online business as well.
And now you said you get help. Who do you work with now? You outsource?
Yes, so for my presentation website, I have a team, a small team, but right now there's quite a lot of people. So I have one website manager. Basically, he's handling all the things for me in terms of managing the writers. So I also have writers. So I have 3 writers supporting me. So instead of I myself doing my own writing for all articles, and now I give a schedule for the rest of the writers. So I have 3 writers. And then I also have 2 designers. These are the people who helps me design a good presentation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I also have 2 translators. So right now I'm starting my English version of the presentation. It is called bestpresentation.net. So I translated all of my content in Indonesia into English.
Mm-hmm. Where did you find these people? Are they all Indonesians?
They are all Indonesian, and I found them using my own blog. So when I got this big number of subscribers, around 10,000 subscribers after 1 year of this presentation design blog, and then I invited my blog readers who are interested in joining me, in supporting me part-time as a writer, as a designer or translator, and then they can apply. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I have my website manager. He is screening all of these people, and I got, I think, around 100 applicants during that time.
Wow. And you're paying? These are paid positions?
Yes, this is paid position. Yeah. So for example, for the writers, I will pay them based on the articles they created and posted online. Yeah. The same with the translator. For each translated articles, I will pay them. Mm-hmm. And then also for the designer, for a complete presentation, I will pay them as well.
Amazing. You've built a really great online business, and you're doing it in Indonesia, in Indonesian, which is, or you're doing it in Singapore now, but in Indonesian. And that's great. It's exciting story. Now, this is a little bit of a self-indulgent question, Noor, but I do want to ask, when you went through my membership site mastermind program and also my free report, the membership site master plan, were there any key things you remember that you really found out that, gave you this sense of aha, or wow, that was really helpful, and it helped you, a lot down the line? Anything that stood out in your mind?
Yeah. Okay. So I think the most important thing is what I learned from your course, Yaro, from the membership site mastermind, is how to keep your product simple. So how to make people easily understood what is your offering and what is the benefit they will get from that products. So I use it very much for all of my products, how to make it simple. So that's the first one. And then, of course, the second one, I also learned about how to build the traffic into your membership site. So I know that membership site itself is not a tools to get subscribers, yeah, but you need other tools like your blog, your regular content to keep people coming to your blog, and then you redirect them to your membership site.
And you certainly did that. You just went and built some great blogs and gave away some great ebooks and some great videos and resources like presentations, and it's worked really well. You're a good case study. No, right? Congratulations. You've done a great job.
Thanks a lot, Yaro.
So what's coming up next for you?
Yeah, so what's coming up next? So right now, actually, I got so many invitations from people in Indonesia, from the company Indonesia, to deliver a presentation training offline. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So right now, I'm preparing that with one of my writers. So he's preparing the content, the concept, and we will launch it maybe in the next few months. So we will make an offline training for Indonesian audience in Indonesia.
And that's when you get to be a lecturer, right?
Yes, right. So, yeah, my passion is in teaching. I love teaching people online, yeah, but I also love teaching people offline. Okay. Meet them face to face, talking in front of big audience. So that's one of my passion.
Okay, well, I have to say, Noer, I think you're a great inspiration, is in particular for people living in countries where English is not the language. That, by far, is the most motivating thing here. It goes to show that there's a massive opportunity to go into niches where it's not English, where the markets are not too sophisticated, and you can just use a proven system and do a good job at it, as you have done, and it works, and you can make a living. So, fantastic. The website addresses, can you just go over the three ones? Your personal blog, the slide blog, and the speed reading blog.
Yeah, so my personal blog is muhammadnoer.com, muhammadnoer.com. And then my presentation blog, presentasi.net, presenty.net. ti.net. So that's my presentation blog in Indonesian language. And then the speed reading is membacacepat.com. So membaca cepat means speed reading, yeah.
Yep.
So membacacepat.
Yep, I'm definitely going to put those addresses because that last one is a mouthful for English speakers. And I'll put the other two with it as well. The presentasi, I've got that on my address too. I think it might have been spelled slightly differently. So anyway, we'll put that all into the show notes along with the podcast so people can check out your work. But your personal blog is probably the first place to go to, and that's easy to look at. So, Noer, thank you for joining me on this call. Anything else you want to add before I wrap it up?
Yeah, so Yaro, thanks a lot for this opportunity. And right now, actually, I'm starting my English version of the presentation website. So it is called bestpresentation.net.
Okay.
Yeah? So yeah, this will be my next business as well.
Okay, so people
thank
who...
you for having me here, Yaro. It is a nice time to share this experience to you and all to your audience.
Thank you. You're welcome. That will be a website on doing slides, but in English, like slide design. So if you're doing presentations at work or to create products, you can basically find advice on slide design and good slides, basically.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I might check that out myself. I have to get some more slides done. So thank you, Noer, and thank you for being a great case study for Membership Site Mastermind and actually taking action. I love the fact that you've gone out there and done so much. It's not a quick job to create videos and create free ebooks and write a newsletter and do all these articles. And it sounds like you did, and not to mention a sales page, you wrote your own sales page too. So, all that work does take a lot of effort, and I'm glad that you got rewarded for it. So congratulations, good luck in the future, and thank you for joining me on the call tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much, Yaro. You're welcome.
Thank you. And for those listening in, if you guys want to grab more great podcast interviews like this with successful online entrepreneurs, please head to my blog. You can Google my name, Yaro, that's Yaro, and you'll find it that way. Or just head to entrepreneurs-journey.com and hit the podcast tab. Also on iTunes, it'd be great if you could give me a 5-star review. I would really appreciate it. So just hit the reviews tab in iTunes and leave that review. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks everyone for listening. And I'll talk to you again on a future podcast interview. Bye-bye.